What is going on, FA Nation? Jon Impemba here with James Grande. Welcome to the Fantasy Alarm MLB DFS Playbook Preview Show. Today we're looking at the DraftKings Monday 8-game main slate here to kick off the week. Grande coming off a pretty interesting weekend in the MLB. Got a nice little Monday slate here. Tarek Skubal, your top priced starting pitcher, $10,500. No cores. Do have Tampa Bay on the slate. That George Steinbrenner field continues to prove, as we assume, to be a nice offensive ballpark as the numbers hopefully start to catch up with it. We don't have Sacramento on this slate, so we have that. No course either. So notable ballparks, just Tampa Bay to be included here.
Yeah, and some possible rain in the forecast. And yeah, it looks like a good slate overall.
Yeah, should be a fun one. Like I said, maybe some rain at Kansas City, New York. We'll obviously have to watch that one. We'll be back live at 5 p.m. Eastern time to break all of that down again for you guys here. Like I said, your top price starting pitcher as we go position by position. Tarek Skubal's $10,500. You get Dylan Cease at 98 against the Cubs. Dustin May at $9,300 against the Colorado Rockies, and Joe Ryan at home here against the New York Mets. Obviously, picking on Colorado is going to be a very popular strategy. We saw that with Nick Pivetta over the weekend, and he dominated in that outing as someone that was like 50% rostered. Do you think that Dustin May at $9,300 draws that sort of same attention?
Yeah, Dustin may be one of the highest rostered pitchers of the day.
Start not strong, love it.
And I don't get what you're talking about. And I may favor him over Dylan Cease because I don't think he'll seize the moment against the Cubs. So I'm either all in on Tarek Skubal or I may drop down to Dustin. But those are probably the top two. You're throwing me off. I really don't understand what you're laughing at.
I'm not throwing you off. All right, I would agree. Excuse me. I would agree with you though, and I think you can see people go Skubal and May honestly on this on this slate. Do the double spend here. You work your way down. Framber Valdez is $8,800 against St. Louis. Sonny Gray on the other side of that matchup at 85. We know there's definitely some strikeout upside with Gray, but there's also the ability to give up the long ball in that matchup. Shane Baz, he had his start move back one day. Joe Boyle decided to come out of AAA and look like Nolan Ryan on Sunday. They got Baz here going up against Boston. Boston, dude, that offense, they nearly got swept by the White Sox over the weekend. They could barely put any runs on the board. This spot may be better for Baz than maybe we're giving it credit for. Yes, I understand that ballpark, but if the Red Sox offense, as talented as it looks on paper, is going to continue to struggle like that, Baz at $8,400 might be a little sneaky play, especially knowing Tanner Houck is on the other side there, and Houck has been inconsistent at best other than that last year.
Yeah, I mean, the talent is undeniable from Shane Baz, right? It hasn't been a talent thing; it's been a health thing for him throughout the years. Like, despite his weird colored beard, he has been a good pitcher every time he gets to toe the rubber. And honestly, it looks like any type of limitations that he may have had coming out of like an injured season, 96 pitches in each of his first two starts. You love to see that. I don't think it hurts Shane Baz that he's now gone 7 days in between starts. Now he'll go 6 days or another 7 basically in between starts. So the Rays are kind of doing the right thing with him and also letting him pitch. When he's pitching, he's throwing a lot of pitches. High strikeout guy, a lot of ground ball outs. And you talked about Boston's offense struggling. I mean, they have a 25% strikeout rate against right-handed pitching to start the year too. So that's the 5th highest mark in baseball. So yeah, I mean, it's hard not to like Baz. Could we just circle back to Framber and just talk about how he was sick and they claimed there was fatigue going into that last start, right? And then where was the fatigue? 6 innings, 2 hits, 8 strikeouts. Hey, John, I'm tired. I'm not just a Major League Baseball pitcher now. What I guess I'm a little confused because this is a tough spot when you look at
It is.
St. Louis against left-handed pitching to start the year, fourth highest OPS, 787. They have a 14% walk rate against lefties. You are going to make pitchers walk in this spot. St. Louis is doing that against everybody. Kind of a low strikeout rate, 22%, high walk rate, 14%, almost an 800 team OPS. This is not like a great spot. It's a good ballpark to pitch in, and obviously Framber's a really good pitcher and doesn't allow like a lot, but he is wild at times. If we do see the San Francisco control issues come up again, things could be really bad for him, and it could be a very quick start.
Yeah. It's interesting to see St. Louis have those numbers against lefties because you look at their lineup and like the majority of their good hitters are from the left side, right? Like Newbar and Burleson and Donovan and guys like that. They're all from the left side of the plate. So kind of surprised to see them have those kind of like early numbers against them. And I mentioned obviously Sonny Gray's on the other side. Houston offense woke up a little bit over the weekend. How much of that had to do with facing the Angels pitching. We'll take that for what it is. Obviously, still on the year, 24% strikeout rate, just a 227 average, just a 100 ISO, and a 288 WOBA against right-handed pitching for Houston. So not great numbers. But like I said, Sonny Gray is someone that has some strikeout upside, has problems with the home run ball, already given up 4 in his 3 starts to Pittsburgh, LA, and Minnesota. It's not like we're talking, the Yankees here. So, there could be some upside if he gets the strikeouts. If not, the other one I'll mention at $8,000 is Lucas. Obviously, he's coming off of a really good start against Boston. He's now not allowed an earned run in either of his 2 outings so far this year. In Atlanta, again, another offense that maybe is it starting to click, or is it just that it played in Tampa Bay for the weekend? And that offense, especially on Saturday with all those home runs, because Atlanta versus left-handed pitching, 182 batting average, 248 WOBA, 109 ISO, not good, 24% strikeout rate, medium there, middle of the league. They do have some power. We know, Marcell Ozuna, Austin Riley, guys like that have a lot of power, but only a 109 ISO against left-handed pitching to begin the year. So, Easton Lucas, maybe a dark throw at 8K here.
He has really weird profile numbers. I was looking at him the other day when I was doing the waiver wire column. And things have been pretty good, like on the outskirts, on the outside things, right? Like strikeouts look good. He's obviously 2-0. He has not allowed an earned run through those 2 starts. Opponents are hitting 167 against him. Obviously, because he hasn't allowed an earned run, 100% left on base percentage right now. The ground ball rate's pretty good, 38%, but that's fine. The expected ERA is still under 2. The xFIP is 3. So he's kind of getting lucky, kind of just pitching to what he is. I'm a little indifferent about it. I'm not saying I wouldn't go here. But, he's a 28-year-old pitcher that has made 2 starts.
He's only made 2 career starts. He came out of the bullpen last year.
In his whole career. Yeah. So, I'm a little indifferent about this start because I think that there's some things that look good and there's some things that look a little unsustainable. Like, obviously, a 0 ERA is unsustainable as a starting pitcher. And I also do believe more in the Braves than a journeyman pitcher that hasn't really given us anything to believe in until these last 2 starts. So you're not wrong with the shout out because he's obviously been good. I do worry a tad here that Easton Lucas, maybe the Easton Lucas train rolls on.
His Statcast numbers are kind of interesting as well. Obviously you mentioned the expected ERA and expected batting average. 1.83 expected ERA, 187 expected batting average. He doesn't throw particularly hard, just 92.9 miles per hour is the average fastball velo, but he gets a 30% whiff rate. He's got a 30% chase rate as well, nearly a 30% strikeout rate. His pitching run value, his fastball run value on Baseball Savant. Now, I know we're getting kind of too technical here with some of the sabermetrics. 98 percentile fastball run value, though. So, like, it's got a lot of movement, right? It's not throwing hard, but it's got movement on it. Guys aren't getting weak, good contact on him. And they're swinging missing a lot for a guy that only throws 93 miles an hour. So, some of those things sometimes come to play. And, we've definitely seen guys kind of come out of nowhere and, all of a sudden look. But, yeah, I would agree with you. A little bit of a journeyman here, at 28 years old, third career start. Where would you go next? I guess, value-wise, Seth Lugo, we do like as a pitcher, but in Yankee Stadium, and maybe some rain in that game, a little Clay Holmes against Minnesota. Minnesota, as we know, better against righties than they are lefties. They got shut out by Jackson Jobe, but they hit Casey Mize. They hit Dries Olson on the 2 games against Detroit. So, got Clay Holmes there. Tanner Houck, $7,200. Looked much better against Toronto than he had in any other start to this point this season. He has that Tampa Bay lineup. Is there any value you'd look to play?
I don't mind Holmes because even though like Minnesota's offense is better against righties, they're still 20th in OPS and they still have a 127 team ISO. So the strikeout rate at 19% is obviously pretty good. But I'm good with going Clay Holmes coming off, the more and more as a starter, he shows that there's upside. I mean, 10 strikeouts, 20 strikeouts in his first 3 starts and 14 2/3 innings. Like, the walks are what they are. They were that as a reliever. He's inconsistent. They were that as a reliever too. But if he is going to miss bats, 7,500 is too cheap for the ceiling. Not really interested in how I can see a scenario where someone would play Seth Lugo. I think basically the thing about pitching against the Yankees is it might be your day and you might get 5 home runs allowed off you in like 2 innings, right? Like, they have a very all or nothing mentality this year.
Very high strikeout rate. So if you miss the bats, you'll have a big number. Otherwise, they'll put a big number on you.
Yeah, and like Lugo isn't necessarily the highest strikeout pitcher in the world, but like there's nothing if his 13 pitches are working tomorrow or 11 of the 13 that he throws, there's a high chance that in a cold New York that we get because the Yankees just look terrible in cold weather. Like, they just don't look comfortable in cold weather. So I don't mind Lugo, but you have to understand the downside to playing him. Tyler Alexander had 1 good start. Looks, started the year as a relief pitcher. Now he's Detroit has been very average against left-handed pitching with a really high strikeout rate, 28%. I don't love Alexander, but obviously we saw there is somewhat of a ceiling in terms of missing bats, and 83 pitches in that 1 game against Cincinnati wasn't bad. So I don't hate that. I don't hate Grant Holmes, but he's another guy, doesn't throw a lot of strikes. Definitely has probably the guy with the most strikeout equity attached to his name down here is Grant Holmes, because he has missed a bunch of bats before. And Toronto's offense has been pretty abysmal. They don't strike out a lot, but they've been quite bad. 0.85 ISO against right-handed pitching. 0.85. You know who has a better ISO than that? The White Sox.
A lot of teams, yeah.
You know who has a better... Every team, in fact, every team in baseball has a better isolated power than the Toronto Blue Jays against right-handed pitching. All 29 of them.
And they're like 8th in plate appearances too, so they've got a good sample size against right-handed pitcher in there. We're not going to play Carrasco at Senzatella, obviously there. So
I like it.
All right, let's go on over to Kit.
I like cookies.
You like Carrasco? Do you?
I like cookies, John. No, I'm saying I like cookies.
Got it.
Like, I like eating them, but I'm not playing one here.
Catcher again. Obviously, Dodgers versus Senzatella. I think if you just find ways to get those in your lineup, he's going to give up. He finally gave up all the hits and gave up the runs in that last start. So going to certainly be in play
Yep,
there.
he did.
If you're not in on Lucas, Sean Murphy at $4,000. Had the offer obviously on Sunday, but had 2 homers on Saturday. He's actually looked pretty good since coming off the IL. So if you want to chase some Atlanta there in Toronto, you can. What else are you looking at a catcher?
Shocked. I just saw you were spending
I'm
up
mentioning
first.
it.
Surprising. I mean, Dylan Dingler has been pretty good if you are playing Tigers against Alexander. I don't mind Alexander, but I also don't mind the reverse of that. Like Detroit does have a lot of left. They'll put a lot of righties in their lineup. We know Pajes will play because Herrera's on IL. Danny Jansen did the small ballpark. He finally homered the other day, but I think those might be the only hits he's had all year. Kelly exited Sunday's game, so we probably just by default get Miguel Amaya, and he's been really good this year. I mean, both Cubs catchers have been awesome. If you can combine them into one player, the Cubs
they had Amaya
the
pinch
MVP
hit for Seiya, who got hurt on Saturday, and then Amaya went 2 for 3 with a homer. So
they might be combined winning the MVP if you can combine their stats. Kelly has 4 home runs, 13 RBIs. What does Amaya have? 1 in 11. They would be combined if they were one player. They'd have 5 home runs and 24 ribbies.
They'd be Aaron Judge,
right? Like they'd be Aaron Judge. They'd literally be Aaron Judge, dude. So I mean, I know like Cease profiles as a good pitcher, and at times he's a good pitcher. He also gave up like 27 runs the last time he took the mound.
Nice strikeout pitcher, right? But for his career, he's basically like a mid to high 3 ERA guy with the walks. But he's gonna, over the course of the season, he's gonna give you 200 strikeouts. So I like that call. And then obviously we'll see if there's any other value that kind of pops out as these lineups become official. Was there any other catches you just wanted to give a note on?
Yeah, Caratini hit 5th on Sunday. If you want to play him there, I mean, it's a good lineup spot for him. If he's in the lineup again hitting 5th, that'd be the easiest click.
First base position, then we go. Again, there's going to be Ohtani here. 6,500 against Senzatella. Pretty good spot for that guy. Freddie Freeman as well at $4,900. I think, again, I feel like Dodgers probably be the highest rostered stack on this day. You mentioned going against Carrasco. Pascantino's $4,500. Michael Busch has been on fire. He's 47. Gets Cease. So there's a lot of guys up top you can go to.
Yeah, he homered on Sunday. Would have had 2 home runs on Saturday if not for a rob from Andy Pajes. We didn't. Did you say Salvi at catcher too? Like you could the Pasquantino and Salvi pairing when you play one at catcher, one Pasquantino at first. Vinny P has struggled, but he finally homered the other day. I like those two. I like your Freddie call. I still Ohtani at first.
Yep.
It's just a joke. Ben Rice continues to be awesome. I saw him rope a double. Every time I see Ben Rice rip a baseball, I just think of you, and I hate it because you just love his StatCast page more.
It's a beautiful StatCast page.
It is a great StatCast page, but he's looked really good. It continues to hit atop the order. We'll do it again here. Yeah, we'll do it again. We know our boy Jonathan Ronda just can't stop hitting no matter what. Like even if he I don't understand why he doesn't play every day.
The day off, obviously, here.
Ever gets pinch hit for.
But the numbers, early season numbers for Tanner Houck against lefties. Now, again, we're talking very small sample size, but the damage this year for Tanner Houck against left-handed hitters, 502 WOBA, 700 slug, 367. They already hit 3 homers off of him, 11 hits out of 36 batters faced. So, again, it's a pretty bad 3.7 homers per 9 this year against left-handed hitters. So, Aranda and Lau, come on down. I know we say that every show, but that's probably where we're going to maybe be looking to go again if those numbers for Houck continue to struggle the way they've been.
Yeah, he's been great, and so has Spencer Torkelson, who hit another home run
all the
on
way
Sunday. Yeah, he's so back. We'll check back on this a month from now, but he's so back for right now. Torque against a lefty, still too cheap at this price.
They moved Casas down to 6. That's a trend you don't want to start seeing, but that's what's happening here. So
wonder if all those like trade rumors have just like got to his head because like he was involved in all those. He was involved in like every trade rumor.
They literally tried to trade him for Luis Castillo, and the only reason it didn't happen is because they were forcing teams to take Yoshida's contract, and they're like, "Nah, man, we're good."
Yeah.
But there's nothing. There's one good thing about Tristan Casas and his Statcast page right now, and it's really just the bat speed. Right? He's not making good contact anywhere else, but he's swinging fast. So.
Yeah, but he can't hit
when he does hit it. When he does hit it, sweet spotting it, and he's kind of barreling it, right? But he's not doing anything else.
By my calculations, 185 average. There's not many times that he has done those things.
But hey, bat speed's there, so. There's that. If you wanted to see like a good player, Ben Rice, slight difference.
I was going to say, I already know you have it. I know you pulled it up. I know you pulled it up.
Talent there. This guy is 100 percentile in expected WOBA, expected slugging, exit velocity, barrel percentage, and hard hit percentage. He's a great player.
Yeah, the Yankees are going to have an issue when Stanton comes back because like they're going to be like, hey, Giancarlo, can you play the outfield?
In case you were also wondering, Mr. Aranda. Also awesome. So, that's Baseball Savant for those of you who are unaware. You can check that out there. Statcast pages are awesome. All right, where else are we looking to go here as we work our way down the first base position?
I don't have anything necessarily. I was just looking that Romy Gonzalez is raking.
Yeah, only
against
lefties.
I'm happy for him.
Casas is in a legit.
I know.
Romy Gonzalez is starting at first base for his lefty.
Yeah, he's been very good. I just
kudos to the Red Sox for finding these guys, right? Romy Gonzalez, Rob Refsnyder, guys you'd think who, and then they're out there just hitting 400 versus left-handed pitching. So, all right, let's go to second base. Up at the top, you have Jazz Chisholm at $5,500. Again, if you want to spend that kind of money on the Yankees, you certainly can do it. Altuve 51 against Gray. Lau, as I mentioned, I like it 49. We'll do all Dodgers, even though it's not a lefty for Edmund, would still play in there. What are your thoughts?
I think Jazz is a little too pricey, but obviously he fits Yankees stacks. Altuve had another home run on Sunday until he didn't. I think it went foul, and then he flew out the next pitch. I like Lau. Love Edmund. Love Ozzie Albies against a lefty. Death taxes Ozzie Albies against a lefty. And honestly, like the Braves offense has kind of been better. I know they've been like largely slumping. Yeah. They have been, at least from a fantasy perspective, been better. Ozzie Albies, we know how good he is against left-handed pitching specifically. Yeah. Has also like woken up fantasy-wise. I mean, home runs in 2 of 3, stolen bases in 2 of 3, hits in 6 straight, and 8 of 9 overall. He's 4,400. I mean, he's typically been $5,000+ and we're getting him at a discount against a lefty. So, first name I'd like truly get to is Edmund, and Albie is probably the first two, and we know Glaber probably leads off coming off the IL. He's probably back in the leadoff spot for Detroit as well.
Yeah, he led off. He led off on the other day. He's been leading off for them since come back on Saturday, I think it was, or Friday.
Well, they had McKinstry lead off against the righty.
Sure.
And then Glaber led off on Sunday, I think.
Yeah, on the Albies note, obviously this year everybody's been off to a slow start. He's just 2 for 17 against lefties, but historically, last his career, over 200 career ISO versus left-handed pitching. So I would imagine now that he's kind of right that we would get some turnaround performances out of him here, unless Lucas is just actually good, then maybe we don't. But I do like the Gleiber call. If you are getting some Detroit, you get him and Torkelson maybe in that matchup against Alexander. can kind of always dart throw Willie Castro, Michael Massey, that same sort of situation there. Anything else for you?
Yeah, Edouard Julien, they led him off over the weekend. He responded very well with a home run on Sunday. Pretty good games in 2 of his last 3. Now, like things we know, he's very good against righties. He's a very powerful dude. He is also very live to be pinch hit for as soon as the lefty comes on the mound. So I like him if he leads off against Clay Holmes, because like we like Clay Holmes, but also Clay Holmes has not been like bulletproof to start the year. Like he's putting people on, he's giving up hits. So I like Julien.
Yeah, Brooks Lee here at $2,200. Came off the IL today, had the hit and RBI. He hit 9th, but still, like switch hitter, $2,000, $2,200, like talented player. So
yes,
not bad.
Agreed.
Not bad there. Anything else?
I don't think so. You could probably play Sagassi if he's starting against a lefty. But
okay,
you know.
Third base, we go then. Manny Machado versus Jameson Taillon feels pretty good. He's just hitting everything, and we know the stolen bases are a thing for him this year. Again, the Red Sox offense is kind of out on Riley, $4,600. You know, we've always kind of talked about Riley a lot better against righties than lefties, like just power-wise numbers for him. But could still get him as piece of that. Cameron Arrow homered again. I don't know if you saw the game cast of the Cameron Arrow home run. But it was middle, just like laid it up there for him. Nice and easy down
Here
the
is a T, Junior. Here's a T.
Yep.
You put this as far as you can.
Yep. Yeah. It was he smoked it. Like couldn't draw the middle circle better on the game cast than what it was.
Right.
Again, Muncy, as bad as he's been, Senzatella has been awful. So happy to get there. Paredes has been really good.
Really good.
Power finally coming around, 3 straight games. Again, is that a product of Angels pitching or Isaac Paredes? I'll say a little bit of both. And Sonny Gray has a home run problem. So could very easily see Paredes making this 4 straight with the homer here.
Sonny Gray this year against righties, John. 290 ISO allowed.
It's a big number.
264 expected ISO. So that really doesn't move the needle, but he is, Paredes looks great. He's going to hit second. He's really cheap. I suspect he gets some ownership too. He's been really popular this past few games because he's underpriced for the player, if the player is going to hit this way.
Plus, you're facing Tyler Anderson. You're facing Kyle Hendricks.
Kahanowitz.
Yeah, you're facing some bad pitching. Shout out our guy Hayden Wesneski, by the way, or Newski, whatever it is. 10 strikeouts on Sunday.
Yeah, he's looking good, dude.
He's
dealing.
So,
he's been dealing.
Gonna have to start giving him a little bit more consideration. But Paredes, I would agree with you. Not only because of price, but again, 3 straight games at a homer. Like people are gonna just jam that in there. So, what else do we got down here?
Jackson Malloy, Malloy plays probably against lefty.
Yeah, what's his name? It's not Jackson though, right? It's something else. Is it Jackson? It's Jackson. I don't think it is. I don't think it's Jackson.
It's Justin Henry. Sorry,
Justin Henry. There you go. Justin Henry, $2,500. Pulling a mark on us. Just saying whatever the first initial is on the.
Did you see how we started the show? Did you see how I started the show?
No.
That's what. What do you mean? Yeah, you did. I went with a pitcher pun. We were 10 seconds into the show. I went pitcher pun.
Yeah, I know. I said nay. You're doing a whole bunch of mays.
That's where my mind is right now. Okay, that's where we're at.
Shut up, Mark. All right, that's probably
F and Mike, dude.
Yeah. There you go. All right, we got Mookie at 62. We got Bubba Witt at 59.
Freddie Lindor.
Yeah. Volpe's 5K. Listen, honestly, I'm fine. I'm going with Bobby Witt Jr. against Carrasco, but if I can figure out ways to get as many Dodgers in my lineup as I can, Mookie Betts at $6,200. Again, Senzatella doesn't feel too prohibitive to me. So
I feel that way. I feel that way about Carrasco as well.
Yeah.
Like I feel that 38-year-old Carlos Carrasco as a non-roster invite that wasn't going to make the team until half the Yankee staff pitchers exploded.
Yeah.
Is
The numbers for
basically
the Royals against righties have not been good though. We kind of, we dogged who was at the start of the show against right-handed pitching with their ISO. It was, but the
Minnesota?
Yeah, no, Toronto, 085.
Toronto, yeah.
But the Royals, 099 ISO, 257 WOBA, 205 batting average.
Can I sell you? Can I sell you on the dream? Why that's going to change? Can I sell you on why that's going to change?
You're going to tell me all the Carrasco numbers now?
Oh, am I going to tell you the quick Carrasco numbers? You want? Let me ask you. Do you want the righties or the lefties first? Righties because righties because left. Yeah. No, let's do the lefties first because I'll wait for the righties. Lefties against Cookie Carrasco, 267 ISO, 204 expected. So, wow, big drop off. Still over 200 ISO, still bad. 383 WOBA. That's lefties. Righties against Carlos Carrasco this year, John. 500 ISO. Is that good? 500. Good? Bad?
Yeah.
Good depending on if you were playing Bobby Witt or not.
Yeah.
554 WOBA. Is that good?
It's decent.
Yes. Decent where you should not be pitching in Major League Baseball if those are your numbers. So I personally think Carlos Carrasco is going to have a tough time most of these appearances that he takes, the rubber. 3 home runs against the Tigers. Only lasted 2 innings against Milwaukee in his first start. He happened to have 20 runs backing him, or that was actually not the start. His first appearance, he was in relief duties in that one. And then 5 1/3 against Arizona, he was fine. But man, 500 isolated power against right-handed side of and you get Bobby Witt in Yankee Stadium. I know I don't disagree with you on the Dodgers front, but I could see myself playing Royals and seeing them wake themselves up here.
Yeah, that's fair. Again, I don't disagree with you. I'm just saying that for a team this season, they have not been very good against right-handed. Story homered, but again, not the ball. It's because of the ballpark. You kind of give almost any offense a chance here in Tampa Bay. So,
yep.
But Boz is really good, even though Story did homer on Sunday. If Caballero's in the lineup, there's some stolen base potential there. There's also not a lot of shortstop. You play Brooks Lee here. I mean, that's a good value, but we talk a lot. It feels like if you spend down at shortstop, you're giving up like value here.
Yeah, it's Brooks Lee for me, and it's Jeremy Pena at 35, and that's basically as far down as I'd go, and I probably won't because I think opportunity cost to get Mookie or Bobby Witt is too strong.
I agree with you. All right, outfield. Again, pick your stack, move along. Ohtani, Judge, Tucker, Soto, Tatis, Jordan versus Gray. They're all very, very much in play there.
They are good at baseball. I don't got anything else for you. They're good. Play them all of them.
Yeah, I don't really have like a target. It's just whatever build fits your build because they're all great. I've been saying Dodgers the whole show, so still Ohtani would be where I'd want to go. Same thing with Teoscar. Sensitel is just that bad. Try to figure out ways. Ozuna, if you're not in on Lucas. It's pretty obviously the power's there with him. Santander did homer. Maybe he's starting to wake up. Buxton's been homering if you're not a Grant Holmes guy. Anything else in this mid-range for you?
Dominguez has been pretty good lately with especially extra base hits and a little speed too. He's a really fast dude. So I'd be okay with Dominguez. I don't have like a lot else in the mid-range. I don't think there is a lot else in the mid-range. PCA homered twice on Sunday for his first 2 home runs of the first
Yeah, after I drop them in our Roto league.
Yeah, that's how the cookie crumbles. Listen, it's April. You know, you gotta April, especially young players. You gotta give them. Look at Cam Smith. Look at PCA.
Well, he's not really a power guy, so you just.
I know. I'm just saying. Like we're like less than a month of the year. Like a lot of these people just need consistent at bats to finally get, and then they find their footing, and here we are. And PCA has 2 home runs in the game. Misner has continued to just absolutely rake day in, day out for Tampa Bay. $3,400 is a really good price for him.
Yep. Gavin Sheets is 31.
I hate playing Gavin.
Outfield Sheets. Only again.
I hate playing Gavin Sheets, but I agree.
He did homer 2 days ago.
So. Yeah, I know. Of course he did.
Let's see. Again, any Dodger plays for me. De La Cruz versus lefty at 27.
Yep.
Jay Hay homered the other day as well. Not that we want to put too many eggs in the Hayward basket at this point in his career, but did happen.
Veen 2,000 min salary, but it's like not exciting.
Yeah, he let off the other day.
He did lead off. He has insane speed, so the guy just needs to get on base. He's obviously hasn't done a lot of that to start the year, but if he gets on base, and I'll throw Cam Smith out there, who's had a nice little resurgence. We said it. Just play these guys every day, dude. Play them every day. Like give them like a chance to like do something. Homers, steals a base in the same game. This was the headliner of your Kyle Tucker deal, right? Like this is your I'm okay trading Kyle Tucker because I'm getting this guy. Like play him. Just stop messing with their playing time.
Agreed. All right, let's get a lineup build going on here. Did we want to do just Scooble May and see what we get, or do we need? We probably needed a value.
I think we need value because we have Judge, Ohtani, Witt, Mookie as options. So
what was our value play then here?
Clay Holmes, Grant Holmes, one of the Holmes.
Clay Holmes.
All my homies.
Clay Holmes, Dustin May, $4,100.
Punt catcher with Caratini.
Yeah, do you think Caratini's in the lineup? Yeah.
It's possible. He's played 4 days in a row through the 6th through the 9th, so it's possible.
All right, $4,400 here. We liked obviously the value.
Did you want to punt Brooks Lee or something at second?
We'll do Brooks Lee at second. Yeah, it's 47.
Actually, we can't. We're playing Clay Holmes.
Okay, well, I mean, you can still punt. I mean, I don't think Clay Holmes is going to throw a shutout.
I definitely don't think Clay Holmes will.
So I'm good.
I definitely don't think he's going to throw a shutout.
Still good going there. All right, let's do Aranda here. We'll do
Bobby or
I was going to say, did you do like Mookie Ohtani? This is 4K.
Jesus, we could still
you can still get whatever you want here. Yeah, Paredes 37. Go down here and get like Cam Smith.
And then you could probably get Teoscar. Oh my God, you can get literally anything. Jesus.
Play Jordan. Okay, we can move. We can go Teoscar and then 1,100. Who do we want to go up on?
Misner. We could do.
No, solved.
Oh, there you go. Okay, just get the top 4 Dodgers in their lineup. Got it.
Yep. So Freeman, Betts, Ohtani, Teoscar against Senzatella. May, Clay Holmes.
Sure.
Punt catcher, Punt Lee. Getting Cam Smith and Paredes in the lineup. There's like a 99% chance that I am playing this lineup. Assuming everybody's in said lineup.
You just cracked the code on how to find 4 Dodgers, and you said that's enough is enough. That's all I need.
Against this pitcher right here, who's $5,500, who's given up 27 hits in 3 starts. I can't believe they're throwing him back out there. I can't believe they keep pitching him. They got nobody else.
Patrick Corbin lasted 3 years looking like this every 5th day. You know,
not this. He was never this.
Well.
It is a miracle he threw shutout starts against Tampa Bay and Philly. 19 hits, no earned runs.
19 hits, and then he goes to Coors and he's like, shoot.
Yeah, exactly. So, and in Dodgers, again, there's offense there. I mean, insane ground ball numbers. 12 ground ball outs, 14 ground ball outs, 9 ground ball outs. That's the only reason he was able to survive, but he still gave up 27 hits.
It's a lot of hits.
I don't think that happens against the Dodgers here. So
it's a lot of hits.
So May, Holmes, Carantini, Freeman, Lee, Paredes, Betts, Otani, Smith, and Teoscar. I'm playing this lineup. We can dupe lineups. I'll see you guys at the top. We'll be back live at 5 p.m. Eastern time to confirm these guys are in the lineup or not. And we'll talk about the latest news and updates and everything, all that comes along with it. We appreciate you tuning in here. Hit that like, that share, that subscribe, comment in the comment section. Let us know who do you guys think is going to be the top stack of the day. And we'll catch you later.